Hey everyone, today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite GameCube games. Now, the GameCube is my favorite console of all time. It has such a great library of GameCube games. I mean, ranging from platformers, puzzle games, and even FPSs. So, without further ado, let's kick off with number 10.
I've never really liked Mario sports games. Don't get me wrong, there are really good ones like Mario Strikers, but Mario Power Tennis has to be my favorite. It has such awesome stages and mini-games, but what I like most about it is the gameplay. You have some really cool special moves, which are each unique to the character you're playing as. I mean, all you really do is press A and B, but it's still a lot of fun. The stages are really cool too, ranging from places like Luigis Mansion to Rico Harbor. There are also some pretty fun mini-games. An example would be one where you have to hit paintings of ghosts on the Luigi's Mansion stage, and another where you have to fight the Gooper Blooper from Super Mario Sunshine. This game is really good, and if you're a fan of Mario sports games, or just tennis games, then I highly recommend you play this one. There are a lot of racing games out there, but none are like Kirby I Ride. The game has pretty simple controls, but it is hard to master. All you really do is press A, that's it. Well, for the most part. You can attack other players, but I never really did that. In the game, there are 3 modes. The first mode is called Air Ride. It's the main racing mode, so, 3 laps, get first place, that kind of thing. The second mode is called Top Ride. In this mode, the camera is at a top-down view. Think of this mode like the RC car minigame from Super Mario Odyssey. Except all you do is move the analog stick, and that's pretty much it. The last mode is what is considered the best thing about this game. It's called City Trial. In this mode, you are in an open world area, and all you do is go around collecting power-ups until the timer gets to 0. Then it'll take you to a minigame, and that is where the power-ups come into play. There is a lot to do in City Trial, definitely the best mode to play with friends. I love this game. I didn't play until last year, and I already really like it. So if you haven't yet, you should definitely check it out. I love the Wario Land series, but those games may be good, but they do not compare to Wario World. This game is a 2.5D platformer with pretty good gameplay and pretty decent bosses. Your goal in this game is to pretty much get a jewel that turned into some monster and ran away from you. So there isn't a whole lot in terms of story, but it's a Wario game, so I wasn't expecting a grand story or anything. This game is a lot of fun. There's not a whole lot to do. There are only 4 worlds in total. Each world has 2 levels and 1 boss fight, so the game is honestly pretty short, which sucks, but it's a lot of fun either way. If you haven't played Wario World, you definitely should. When you think of Star Fox, you think of on-rail shooters, but there's one Star Fox game that is completely different. So, to bring things back a little bit, there's a game on the N64 called Dinosaur Planet, and that game was its own original thing, but Miyamoto looked at the main character and he's like, yo, that looks a lot like Fox. Let's make this a Star Fox game, and thus Star Fox Adventures was born. When I first heard about this game, I was shocked to see people not like it, saying it was a bad Zelda clone, and for a while, I didn't bother playing the game because of that. But some time went by and I found the game for cheap, so I picked it up. After beating the game, I was like, what the hell? I had a lot of fun with this game. Why did people hate it? Yeah, it is a lot like Zelda, but there is still a pretty damn good game here. I think people hated it mainly because it wasn't the Star Fox 64 2 that people were wanting, and that sucks. If you've been putting this game off because of the things people have said, you should ignore them and play it for yourself. You will most likely find some enjoyment out of it, and hey, who knows, maybe you'll find a new favorite. Now I know what you're thinking. This Mario Party is not that good. But guess what? Everyone's opinion is different. This is the Mario Party that I am most nostalgic for, and I have a lot of awesome memories of playing this game by myself because, well, I didn't have any friends. Okay, that isn't really true, but none of my friends wanted to play this with me, so that was the way it was. But I still had a lot of fun playing it. It's pretty much just Mario Party, but it has some pretty good minigames that are only in this one. I like the boards you play on too. The selection of characters isn't that bad either. I hear people say that most minigames are just luck minigames, but there's some really fun ones that aren't like that. There are technically better Mario Party games on the GameCube, but this is the one that I had the most fun with. Paper Mario. Man, what awesome games. But Thousand Year Door has to be the best one. While it isn't my number one favorite Paper Mario game, that would go to the first game. This one is still regarded as the best one, and I can honestly see why. It has some of the best gameplay and bosses in the series. The battle system is great as well, none of that sticker bullshit, just badges and flower points. This time around, Mario goes to Rogueport to look for Peach. He then finds that beings called the X-Nuts have taken her and are going to use her for some sort of ritual or something. It's very similar to the first game, but this time the partners in the worlds are different. The game is a lot of fun. The worlds you go to are really cool. One of my favorites being Chapter 6, where you are on a train and you have to solve a mystery. The game also has really cool bosses as well. If you haven't played this one, then what are you waiting for? Sadly, the game is pretty expensive these days, but if you have a way of playing it, then you definitely should. The Legend of Zelda. Such a great series, so many great games. But man, I'd be lying if I said Twilight Princess wasn't my favorite. Okay, Wind Waker is my favorite, but Twilight Princess is second. I was never a huge fan of the way Twilight Princess looked. I always thought it looked a little too gloomy, but it is such a great game. Awesome dungeons, cool bosses, and pretty good gameplay. I played this game on the Gamecube, but it is also on the Wii and Wii U. The Wii version had motion controls, which I wasn't a huge fan of, and it was mirrored. This game is pretty much like, hey, you wanted a more mature looking Zelda game? Well, there you go. If you like Zelda and haven't played this one, then you are missing out. This game honestly has some of the best dungeons in the series, and it almost became my favorite, but Wind Waker still has it beat. I love Mario Kart. I'm pretty damn good at most of the games too, at least I think I am. But Double Dash is, without a doubt, my favorite and arguably the best one. The game has some of my favorite courses, and it has Petey Piranha, which is my favorite Mario character. The game is also pretty nostalgic. This is the only Mario Kart where you can play as two characters at once. The items are also pretty good. This is the only Mario Kart that has special items, so basically, depending on the character you're playing as, you'll get a certain item. So for example, if you're playing as Donkey Kong or Diddy Kong, you'll get a giant banana, and if you're playing as Bowser or Bowser Jr., you'll get a giant Bowser shell. There is also a pretty good battle mode, consisting of Bomb-On Battle, Shine Thief, and Balloon Battle. There's a lot to love about this game, but my favorite thing about it is the gameplay. It is a little different feeling than the other Mario Kart games. It's more bouncy and the drifting is a little different, but I like the way it is. This game is pretty expensive though, just like every other first-party Nintendo games, but it's worth it, trust me. Luigis Mansion, the game I like a little too much. I have a lot of fond memories of me playing this when I was like 5. The atmosphere and the gameplay are fantastic. Sucking up ghosts in the game is so fun to do, and the bosses are pretty fun as well. I've played this game so many times that I know it like the back of my hand. My favorite boss is definitely Boolossus. The fight itself is kind of annoying, but also the final boss is Bowser's head coming off, and then he puts it on backwards, like, what the hell? There are a lot of cool things in this game, but definitely play it yourself. The game is also on the 3DS, so if you don't want to pay $70 for the Gamecube version, then get it on the 3DS, because it's still pretty good on there. Ah yes, my favorite game of all time. Not a lot of people like Sunshine, but man, I love this game. The gameplay, the levels, the music, everything is good. This one is also pretty nostalgic, but that's not the reason why I love this game. This game has a lot of really cool secrets, and the levels are pretty fun to explore. The secret levels are pretty annoying sometimes, but they're still pretty fun. There was a secret level that I didn't even know existed until last year. There's a lot I can say about why I love Super Mario Sunshine, but that'd have to wait for another time. But hey, Super Mario 3D All-Stars just came out, so if you didn't get a chance to play it on GameCube, then now is your chance to play it on Switch.
So, there you have it. My top 10 favorite GameCube games. There's so many really good games that I just couldn't fit into the video. I mean, mainly because it was a top 10, not a top 20 or something like that, you know? But that's how good the GameCube is. It has such a great library of games, so many that it would just be impossible to fit into one video, at least talking about them. So let me know down below what your top 10 list would look like, and what you think about the GameCube, because I personally really like it. So, with that said, I will see you guys next time.